Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Atul and today we are going to discuss Introduction to Values and Ethics. So what we will cover in this module is one like meaning and its type, relationship between values and ethics, and then its implication uh, in one's life. So first we are going to understand that what is values. So values, uh, if you want to understand, then it is your belief system. So values are deeply held beliefs, principles that guide behavior, decisions, and actions. So values are basically your principles and belief systems, beliefs you can say, and that you learn from your upbringing and from your society during the process of your development, and they reflect what individual or societies consider important, right, and desirable. So it is all that you have learned during your socialization process. So you have developed certain kind of belief and your behavior and actions are related to that and you will act accordingly. Examples, like if you have heard like honesty is the best policy, that kind of statements we always heard. So honesty, respect, responsibility, compassion, and fairness. So these are the values that we try to inculcate in our children because they help us in different, you can say, situations, and it helps society to maintain certain kind of like honesty, respect, responsibility, all those things. So that is why this is important. So again, like why it is important, as already I few things I told you, like it uh, is important. Yeah, values are important because they guide our behavior, influence our decisions, and shape our character and relationship. So let's take an example. Suppose you are running a business and you are committed to honesty. So means you will sell good product, responsibility, you will take the responsibility if there is some kind of fault in your product, and you will take back it. All these things like will create your credibility and will project you as a good person or a good business. So for example, if honesty is a core value, a person will choose to tell the truth even when it is difficult. So accepting the fault in our product or in oneself is always a difficult thing. But if you are committed to your values, then you will accept it. Whatever, if you have some fault, you will immediately accept it. This is my fault, I will rectify, because uh, that will create a good society, good individual, and responsible citizen. Now we are going to discuss the type of values, which type of values uh, generally we talk about. So we'll take some of the values and we'll discuss with example. So first is your personal values. So these are the internal principles, beliefs that an individual consider important in life. They are deeply ingrained, often developed through personal experiences, upbringing, and reflection. So personal values are basically what you think is right, whatever you have learned initially in your socialization process, developmental process, or and then at the time when you interact independently with the people and you create your own personal experiences. So that values will reflect in your behavior. And what is the role of these personal values? They will guide a personal behavior. If I think like giving a bribe is not a good thing, so I will not give. If we think that uh, like hurting animals is not a good thing, they have equal right to the resources, or you can say whatever like nature has given us, then we will not harm the animals also. Then decision making, suppose you have to take a decision, what is right, what is wrong, I should take this decision or that decision. In that also it will help you. Like in previous example I said, if you are selling some product and there is some problem in your product and someone is reporting that, so you are taking that responsibility because your belief system is allowing that. If you have something or you have done something unconsciously, something happened which is not good for others, then you should rectify, you should accept your fault, and you have to rectify it. So if you have that kind of value, so that will help you to make decision, should I accept my fault or I should not accept. And life choices, similarly in your life choices, what you think is right, accordingly you take decisions. Examples: integrity, humility, courage, perseverance, and ambitions. So, all these are the examples of personal values, and they influence your behavior. As already told you, a person who values honesty will strive to be truthful even in challenging situation. Example already I have discussed with you. Now the second one is cultural values. Cultural values are shared belief and norms within a specific community, society, or ethnic group. They shape traditions, language, collective behavior. The role of this is like help maintain cultural identity, unity, and social expectation. Like in a certain culture, how a man or woman should behave. That is, or how one should behave with other gender, that is defined in every culture. And these are the values, we call it cultural values. So what they help in in like how they help actually is help to maintain cultural identity, unity, and social expectations. Respect for elders, like we always learn in our culture, specifically in India, that we should respect our elders. So if they are coming to your home, touch like their feet, don't argue with them. If they are saying something, so speak respectfully to them even if they are wrong. Then also you have put your point politely. All those things that we learn. Community support, marriage, custom, religion, and festivals. So there are a lot of like festivals we have like different kind of support system. Like if there is some marriage, so people come and help in that house. All those things are the comes under the cultural values. What is the influence of this? In collectivist cultures like India, values such as family, honor, social harmony strongly influence decisions. So uh, our society is collectivist society, collective society. And if we talk about Western society, they are more individualistic. Collectivist means like we think of oneself, ourselves, and our families also. Suppose you are working in Delhi and with you and living with your family, but you also take care of your parents as well as your younger siblings, or sometime your elder brothers and their families. So that kind of collective approach we have. So that comes from our culture, from our cultural values. Next is social values. So these are the values that promote welfare and society, harmonious living among its members. They are usually universal and encourage pro-social behavior. What is pro-social behavior? Means helping others, giving sacrifice for others. Like if we are standing in a queue and there is a old person or senior citizen, so what we do is we say, usually we say, hey, okay, you take, you come like in the front, or you take, or if we are sitting in a train or in a bus, if someone is there like elder person or some lady or pregnant lady, and then we say that come, we leave our seat and we give our seats to them. So this is what pro-social means, sacrificing your own thing for others. So role kya hai? Ensure peace, equality, cooperation, justice in society. So that is how like they help, like they maintain peace, equality, cooperation, and justice. Example like non-violence. If someone is hitting you, you are not hitting back. Equality, you tolerate other people, and there is a democracy. That is why democracy we say like the best thing, like justice. So like in our in India, if we say that law is similar for everyone, so that creates a justice, and so that is our social value. Okay? In front of law, everyone is similar. Influence. A person with strong social values may advocate the human rights, volunteer for community services. Like in our cities and country, we have seen like nowadays a days like there's a lot of heat waves, or there is a lot of temperature is going high. So what we are doing, like the like people, what they do, they distribute water, or they distribute something cold, or that kind of cold water or something, that these kind of things we do. Similarly, in if we see in winters, people distribute blankets, or sometimes they distribute food and all. So all these things comes under the pro-social behavior or social values. Now the moral values. Moral is like deciding what is right and what is wrong, and even and more than that, like you can say knowing what is right and what is wrong, acting on right things. So that is moral. And immoral is like you know what is right and what is wrong, but you are choosing wrong things. And amoral, they don't consider right and wrong, what is right and what wrong. Whatever they think is right, whatever they think is gives pleasure to them, or helps them in certain ways, they use that thing. So these are the principle of right and wrong, and that help individual distinguish between ethical and unethical behavior, and they are often influenced by religion, family, and culture. So moral values always comes from the family, religion, and culture. Right? Religion means we have to donate, they say, and we have to help others. We should show compassion for others. We should empathize with others. है ना? We should feed others. All those things comes from religion, family, and culture, and that is what we learn in our mandirs and in masjids and in gurdwaras. So through religious practices, and then other thing is like cultural practices also. So shape conscience, ethical conduct, interpersonal relationship. So you are helping others, you are creating good relationships, and you are doing right things. So that is what the role of moral values. Example like truthfulness, loyalty, compassion, forgiveness, and fairness. You are forgiving other and fake, you are treating everyone fairly, and you are showing loyalty to your culture, your family, your religion, all those things that so the influence of this is someone guided by the moral values may choose to stand up against injustice even when it is not the easiest option. Have you seen uh, uh, somewhere like when there two people are fighting or someone is doing injustice to others, then the person who is not known to that person, they don't have any business with that person, but they come and protest why you are doing this. And good thing is in our culture we have this thing in some like it's well in some places or in some incidences we see Like people don't bothered about anything that is happening to others, but in most of the cases we bother. If something is happening, we go and help, we protect people from from injustice and all, or we report to police. That kind of thing we do. So that comes from our moral values. The sixth one is the political values. The political values basically are like values related to public life, civic responsibility. These are often shaped by personal ideologies, national identities, and political system. Like we proudly say we are Indians, we are like this or we are like that. So that all those things are related to political values. Like they influence participation in civic duties, like in Modi government, like our PM like said that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So we have done a lot of things for that. We went at different places. We did like cleaning. School children also participated in that, and and we have decided that we should not like throw garbage on the road and all. So on in all those matters, there is a lot of difference that happened because of political values, you can say, because we have certain kind of values. So example, liberty, equality, justice, nationalism, democracy. So I think most of the thing like you are aware about that, like democracy, nationalism, like we a lot of like countries, including us, we talk about nationalism, है ना? And justice for everyone, and the equality for everyone, and the liberty for everyone. And what is the influence? A citizen who values democratic principle may actively participate in voting and social activism. So means if you're not, you don't have political values or you don't believe in that, then you will not go for the voting. And when you will not go for the voting, you cannot choose a right government, right? And when you not choose a right government, then you cannot say that they are not working or they are working, that kind of. So you have equal right to vote as a citizen and choose your elected government. So that is what political values are. Okay, now we are coming to ethics. So we have to understand what is like ethics. So ethics basically refers to the moral principle or rules of conduct that governs persons or groups behavior. So ethics are also, you can say, they govern like group or individuals behavior. It is the study of what is right and wrong in human contact, human conduct, and it promotes fairness, integrity, accountability, trust in person, professionals, and social life. Ethic is essential for building healthy relationship and responsible communities. Like you uh, may have heard many times, you should be ethical, you should be moral, that kind of statements you may have heard. So, and what are the ethical practices? All those things we use to hear. So, example लेते हैं इसका एक तो a doctor who refuses to share a patient's private information demonstrate the ethical principle of confidentiality in medical practice. So there are like some ethical practice. Like I am a psychologist, so when I take sessions of someone else, or like we do counseling and psychotherapy, so in that case, the information that I get from my client, I will not share to everyone. That is my professional and personal ethics. And that we are taught also in our professional courses, because this is very private information you will not share with anyone. So similarly, if the government or company is ethical, they will not share your details. For example, the companies who are not ethical, what happens when you buy something from that company or something, and they sell your data, and you get lot of like calls from different marketing agencies. So it is a unethical practice. And many times legal like agencies, they try to control this kind of unethical practices. So key feature: guides in decision making based on moral reasoning, involves responsibility and accountability. So when you are sharing your data, your personal details, your financial details to someone else, so if you will see that there is always some other kind of like agreement or terms and conditions is there. So like if you have bought new phone, so you will see, or you are signing into your account, or you are signing some site using your like Google account. So what they will do, they will tell you first like we are going to access these things from your account. So if you will allow them, then only they can access. So these things are the ethical practices. To the purpose of this, to prevent the interest of the person or like society and others. So type of values, now we are uh, going to discuss. So different types of ethical values. First thing is personal ethics. The personal ethics are the moral principle that guide an individual to choice behavior in everyday life. Whereas a personal uh, code of conduct is set of ethical principles, values that individuals choose to live by, guiding their behavior, decisions, and interactions with others. So means how you think is important. Means that you have learned. So ethical means what, when we talk about, understand one thing, when we talk about the ethics or ethical practices, we are talking about more about your behavior in both the cases, ethics and when we say moral values. But when we talk about uh, values, we mostly talk about the belief system, that is, and we'll discuss all those things. So they are formed by the family values. So values, as I said, your belief system and your religious belief, your cultural and life experiences, and these belief system lead to your behavior. That may be ethical, or you can say unethical. That can be unethical also. So examples: honesty, kindness, self-respect, loyalty. Importance: help individual to make consistent moral decision aligned with their inner belief system. Suppose you think that helping friends is a good thing, and somehow suppose there is some problem in your friend's life, you are able to help, but due to some fear you are not helping that person. So it may create kind of uh, you can say guilt in you, because you think that was not right, and when it was not right and you have done this, so that will may create conflict. So this kind of like guilt and all, that is created by your ethical and moral values, and that also help you to behave in certain ways, and like you like conduct your behavior accordingly, like being honest, being kind, and self-respect, all those kind of things, that it comes under personal values. Then professional ethics: a set of standards rule govern behaviors within a specific profession. Like I said, I am a like clinical psychologist. So my first ethical responsibility is to take care of the patient's counseling. Similarly, if you are as a you are working as an engineer or lawyer or some in some other profession, so your first priority is your client's privacy, client and helping clients, justifying your fees, all these things comes under that. So they protect clients from exploitation, preserve the integrity of the profession. So it not only gives you a proper guideline, but it also protects you also, and to your to your client also, to your profession also. Like if every doctor is like nowadays it is happening basically. So if every doctor is taking uh, commission from these radiologies and pathologies, so what happened? Professions integrity, professions you can say uh, like a dignity, that is gradually gone down. So this happens, and this is uh, good for everyone, profession, person, and the client. Common ethical principles include integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional competence, professional behavior, accountability, and professional relationship. Like if someone, you are a lawyer and someone is sharing your account, like his or her account statement with you, right? And you have seen how much they are earning, and accordingly you have increased your fees. So that is unethical. So whatever your client is, what kind of like earning they have, your fees will be decided by you, not by the statement of the client. But people do that. That is unethical. So examples, medical ethics do no harm patient's confidentiality. Maintain the patient's confidentiality. Don't make any harm to your patients. Legal ethics, represent client fairly, avoid conflict of interest and counseling. Informed consent, non-judgment attitude. So means if you are working as a lawyer, so you have to respect the client, you have to represent the client fairly. It is not like you are taking money, you are fighting for the case for me, and you are taking money from my opponent and doing something else. So that, don't say that, that doesn't happen. Importance, maintain professionalism, build trust, protect the right and dignity of the client and patients. So as I said, client or patients, if you are in a medical field, the profession, and you, all of these like people are protected by the professional ethics. Now the social ethics, ethics that guide how individuals interact in a social environment to ensure harmony and fairness. These ethics shapes individuals treat each other and are essential. Treat each other and how they treat each other and are essential for creating just, inclusive, peaceful social environment. They provide guidelines for acceptable conduct in areas such as equality, justice, human rights, and mutual respect. And examples are anti-discrimination, equality, respect, diversity, and social justice. Promotes tolerance, cooperation, and respect in society. Understand this in our Indian context. If I say, like we have multi religious, multicultural, multi geographical things are there in our country. Suppose you are living in a certain society, there are Hindus, there are Muslims, there are Sikhs, there are male, there are female, there are transgenders, everyone is there. So we have to respect everyone, we have to treat equally everyone. Legally everything is there, whatever I am saying. If there is a discrimination, suppose there are some minorities or there are some people from the different gender, and we are not treating them, we are discriminating them, then this is against the social ethics. So when we inculcate social ethics, this increases the tolerance of the society, cooperation and respect for the society. That is why there is a lot of agencies who are working for social justice and human rights, etc. Next is environmental ethics. What is environmental ethics? Because as we know, like day by day, population is increasing, specifically in India and China, and there is a uh, like load is increasing in our in on our earth. So we all know that we have limited resources and jungles and everything is dependent on others. So we will not ethically or you can say properly use our resources, or we if we are not taking care of our earth or our environment, then there will be a problem, and that problem we are like seeing. Like if you see 10 20 years before, we were like drinking the water from anywhere, but now we have to buy the bottles. The water level is gone low and the quality of the water is like compromised, all these things. So it is a philosophical and moral framework that examine the relationship between human and the natural world. It focuses on the ethical obligation we have to protect and preserve nature for current and future generations, because if you will not protect, how our children and other people will you can say live in this on this earth. Example: conserving water, forest energy, reducing plastic use, supporting eco-friendly practices and policies. Now gradually government is also focusing on that, like water harvesting, forest preservation, but and less use of plastics or all those things, like they are so we and but that cannot be fruitful until unless we are not taking interest in that, we are not becoming ethical about that, it nothing will happen. The importance: promote the sustainable development to meet the human needs without compromising nature. So we always hear this word sustainable development. You are like nowadays we say in the name of development, we are creating lot of buildings. We are like building roads in mountains and cutting them, and sometimes there is a lot of problem also because of that. If you have heard you have remembered like the calamity that has happened in Kedarnath, and there are other these kind of things are happening because we are not taking care of our environment, and we should take care of that thing. Temperature is rising, glaciers are melting, plastic is increasing, so everything is like in a way we are destroying our own earth. So that is the importance. So without this uh, understanding, we cannot go much uh, further, like we cannot go beyond a certain level. Encourage responsible consumption of eco conscious behavior, help addresses global crises like climate change, deforestation, pollution, instill sense of environmental stewardness and intergeneration intergenerational responsibility. Intergenerational responsibility means like if I am having like good food and water, so my child and should also have, so we should take care of that thing also, and to take care of that thing we have to be aware about our environment. Next is technology or AI ethics. AI ethics and technology, that is a recent thing, but we have to take care of that thing also. Like he said, is the moral implication of developing using modern technologies, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, digital systems, focusing and ensuring that in innovation serves humanity without exploiting, harming people or the environment. So how we should develop the technology without harming the environment, because environment, but when we are using lot of technology, there is a lot of wastage related to technology. We know that all the chips, mobiles, and everyone, and that is that they are also toxic also in certain level. So how we should use reuse few things, and so that there is a less, you can say there is a less wastage. So that is why there is a, like, Indian government made rebuilt and reuse something, a concept they came up with, so that we can utilize things also. And examples ensuring data protection, cyber security, preventing algorithm biases, AI discrimination, promoting transparency, accountability, ethical use of facial recognition and robotics. So as soon as there is a lot of technology, there are chances of misuse also. So how we should become responsible for that? How we should be accountable for that? That is the ethics related to technology and AI. Importance: ensure that the technology is used fairly, safely, and responsibly. Protect digital rights, including privacy, freedom, and dignity. It is very difficult. That is why in India we have seen, uh, like like Indian government blocked many Chinese apps like TikTok, and there are others also, so, because they were suspecting that they are sharing Indian data with Chinese company. So help avoid misuse and abuse of AI, promote inclusive innovation and benefit of society as a whole. And one more thing is, like, AI can also be biased. Like, if AI is trained only by Indians, so Indians also has a some certain, because AI is nothing, that is your our own thoughts. Like whatever information you are generating and putting it on like websites and internet, the AI is using the same thing. So suppose if AI gets only Indian data, so that will be maybe biased for Americans, Europeans, and other countries. If that is fed by only and only certain countries, then that will be biased by them, for them also. So that is what uh, happens. So we should take care of these kind of ethical issues. Then corporate and organizational ethics. Ethics standard followed by companies and organization business practices. Example: ethical leadership, fair trade, employee welfare, and environmental responsibility. Like we all know that in India, Tata company is very well, like, respected and ethical company, we consider them, uh, in respect of everything. Like I remember one thing, when there is a attack, like terrorist attack on Taj Hotel in Mumbai, so Ratan Tata has taken care of, or taken all the responsibility of the children who were there in the, like who were like injured uh, or lost their life uh, as an employee of Taj Hotel. So that is the ethical thing, moral thing, or ethics of organization. That is why that company is very, you can say, ethical company. We consider that company as a ethical company because they also spend lot of money in the welfare of the Indian citizen. Importance: promotes transparency. It promotes the transparency, trust, positive public image. Just talked about, encourages the long-term success through decision making. And when you are doing that, then people are attracted towards you. Your image gets better, है ना? your decisions are like this based on that ethics. So build loyalty among customers, investor and employees, reduces legal risk, enhances compliance with regulations, forest and healthy and ethical work culture. So somewhere I have like heard one story of I think Ratan Tata only. There was they have built some company in somewhere in some forest place I think, or uh, some that kind of place something. So when he was traveling by car, so there were like cows and all, they were crossing the road, and his driver like uh, was in hurry, and he was honking, but he said don't use the horn, and this road belongs to these cows and other animals, so let them pass, then we will go. So that kind of ethics and everything that we learn from these kind of great people. Now we will discuss relationship between values and ethics. So this is the table that will help us to understand the difference. So first we are going to take the definition. So definition is, as I said, the values are basically belief system. So personal beliefs about what is important or desirable. So that is your belief system, like what is important and desirable. And ethics is rules or principles that guide right and wrong behavior. So based on that belief, we make certain rule or principles that guide our the behavior, what is right and what is wrong. Let's understand with one example. Suppose you think we should, like your belief is we should be honest. So your what will be your rules? Rules will be we should never like do dishonesty in any at any cost. So that will be your rule or principle. So if you are doing something dishonest, that is right. If you are doing something honest, that is wrong. So these are the rules, these are the belief systems. Source shaped by the culture, family, religion, and experiences. That is what we have already discussed. And then based on the social norms, laws, and professional standards. Like you have learned certain thing in your culture, family, religion, and with your experiences, and then based on the social norms. What are the social norms? What law says, and what is the professional standards? So suppose uh, like we all have heard taking bribe is a wrong thing in our schools and everything, है ना? So that is our that becomes our belief system in our culture, in our family and religion that we have learned. But and law is also saying the same thing. And then professional standards, they also say that dishonesty is not good thing. So mainly they based on these belief system, we create social norms, laws, and professional standards, and then focus what individual consider meaningful in life. Values is like what is your belief system, depending on that you think what is right for you in your life, what creates a meaningful life. That is, if like for example, if like if you think that uh, um, like honesty should be there, so if you are honest, you and you are not doing anything that is in contrast with your belief system, then it will create a peaceful and meaningful life. How individual or group should act in a specific situation, and these ethics, they provide the guideline ki how you should behave in a certain situation. Like same example, like I have a belief system that I should be honest, then what is right and what is already defined. In different situation, how you will behave, that is defined. Nature, subjective and personal. This is subjective and personal, but what you think is right for you, That, and when ethics comes, ethics is always universal and group based. Like you should not hurt others. That is your belief system. है ना? But ethics also decides what is good for good for you and the others also. So that becomes ethics. As we said, like professional ethics. Like if someone is doctor and they will not share the details of the client with others. So that is a, you can say, based on certain rules which protects like different segments. Example, honesty, kindness, and freedom. Honesty, I already told you. Ethical principle, do not lie, respect others, right. And honesty, do not lie. Because if you're lying, this is being dishonest. Interrelationship, values influence ethical decision and judgment. So, based on your value system, your ethics will be like guided by your belief system. Ethics help apply values in real life behavior and choice because they are acts. What is right, what is wrong, that will be decided by your values. And when it comes as a act, it becomes ethics. So this is what the difference between values and ethics. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about uh, the implication of values and ethics in our life or in uh, real life. So dimensions, implication of values and implication of ethics, and these are the dimensions. So that we are going to discuss in this uh, slide. So पर्सनल लाइफ में क्या इम्पैक्ट होता है या implications क्या है? Shapes personality, goals and decision making because that is based on your belief system. Then guides right conduct, build integrity and self discipline. Because when you see think you have certain kind of belief system based on that, you your conduct or based on that only means your behavior. So that creates a right conduct, builds integrity and self discipline. Relationships encourages trust, empathy and respect. If these things are there, then your relationship will be more stronger, and then promotes fairness, honesty and responsibility towards others. So when you are honest, you have empathy, you have respect for others, then and you have you are responsible for others, so definitely that will uh, again build your relationship. It will be positive thing for your relationships, and your relationship will grow. Professional life influences career choices and work attitude, and means if you are doing right things, then or you have right belief system in place, then your credibility, and as we have discussed like hotel Taj incidents, so that kind of behavior shown by like owners can increase the loyalty and all those things. So ensures professionalism, accountability, and moral conduct. What is right and with moral conduct, like I have one more example related to that Taj incidents. In that incidents, no employees ran away by that attack. They first took care of the clients, and means guests that were there in the hotel, and in that process, some of them lost their life also. But they took care of their guests. So that shows the moral and professional conduct and the accountability because that company inculcate that kind of values and ethical behavior. Then social behavior inspires kindness, compassion and social responsibility, that is your values, and maintains lawfulness, social harmony and justice. So you can clearly see that these are the compassion and that is your belief system, and these are the act based on that. Conflict resolution help prioritize what truly matters. So what is important that you can decide based on your value system for you, and then provides a framework for making morally sound decision. Like if you have like value of kindness, so you can easily decide कि you should be kind towards others, animals or the person. So suppose someone is in pain, so immediately you will decide to help that person. If you are in dilemma that is not clear in your mind, you will not decide to help, or you will think many times to decide anything. So that creates a framework to choose. Long-term impact builds character and life satisfaction. We all know that thing. Gain respect, trust, and credibility in society. That is why values and ethics are very important. That is why we are teaching these things to you. We have to understand this point. So take it seriously, learn uh, from this lesson, and make your life beautiful. So that is my message to you. And with this, we have like reached to the completion of this unit or module, you can say. And hopefully you have liked this video or this class, and I will request you to like, subscribe, and share this video with your other batchmates and uh, colleagues. Thank you very much.